So then we're going to work our way into the rational exponents. So you might have learned this before, you might not have, but what you notice is you're going to have a fraction exponent and they mean two different things, even though it's one fraction. So you'll notice the m, which goes on top, I think of that as the power. And the n is the root. So it's power over root. And that's just something you have to memorize, okay? So we're going to practice just rewriting it. So if I've got x, I know I'm going to have a radical, and then we're going to write it with the powers. So the top number is the power, and the bottom number is the root. So we're going to make it x to the 4th power, and we're going to make a little 7 as the index number. And that's it. So now we'll try this. I've got m, and we're not going to worry about simplifying because that's going to be in a later section. So we've got 6 is the power, 5 is the root. So 6 and 5. And eventually we will learn that we can actually simplify that further with radicals. So don't worry about that yet. Same thing with number 7. We just want to rewrite this in exponential form. So we want it to look like we started in example 6. So I know that's my power and that's my root. So I've got x to the 3 over 5. And then that one's done. Same thing here. We've got c. I know it's power, and that's my root. So 5 over 9. If you have a square root, we won't write the index number, but there is an invisible 2 up there. That's the only root that doesn't get explicitly seen. Same thing if I just had an x and I don't have a number here, there's an invisible 1. Okay? Alright, so explain why it makes sense that the 4th root of b is equal to b to the 1/4. So I would write something like the 4th root of b is the same as the 4th root of b to the 1st. And then we know it's b to the power over root. So I know my power is 1 and my root is 4. So I would just say that power equals 1 and root equals 4. All right, example 4, explain how 3 to the 1/5 quantity squared can be rewritten as the 5th root of 9. So this one, there's a lot of different ways you can do this. So I would start with the left side, and then you have some choices. So this squared, because it's a power to a power, you can multiply. So I would rewrite this as 3 to the 2 over 5. And then with powers, you can do those separately. So I would say, let's apply this 2. So 3 squared is 9, and then that 5th has to stay. So since I've already done the squared, that means there's going to be a 1 here. And then we can rewrite this. So that's 9 to the 1st, and we want the 5th root. And we kind of explained it through our steps. You can use words if you like. Now, your calculators will do these two problems if you type them straight in, but I'm going to have you try to do it without. So the bottom number is going to be easier to do, and you always want to do the root first. So 2 means square root of 25, because there's a 2 here. So the square root of 25 is 5. And then we've got the 3rd power that we still haven't done. So 5 to the 3rd is equal to 5 times 5 times 5. So that's 25, and 25 times 5 is 125. All right, the last example is similar. We're going to do the 3, which is the root, so that means the cubed root. So when you do the cubed root, you're looking for triples. So 8 breaks down into 4 times 2. 4 is 2 times 2, so I have 3 2s. So the cubed root of 8 is equal to 2. And then we still have the 2 power. So 2 squared is equal to 4. So that's your final answer. All right, now it's your turn to practice.